You know what's returning to streaming without a little bit of problems, am I right? Holy shit. I thought I was all good to go. I had a test stream going and everything. Making sure that I wasn't gonna do anything. Love water. Okay. Alright, chat's working just fine. Cool. Just gonna wait a little bit more. I'm gonna self-promote just a tad, specifically on Twitter. And then after that we can get right into it. So just give me. Yeah, it's not unlisted. You gotta refresh. I changed that as well. Just give me a few more minutes and we'll get right into it. Alright, promotion over. We're back. Alrighty. Oh, fuck. Of course, there's always one more thing that I forget, and that's my light. That's awesome. Cool. Always love that. Anyway, now we're good. I believe. Yep. Subscriptions don't show the stream. That's lovely. Probably because it's my best guess is that it started unlisted. I should also put the background music while we're doing total face cam. Where is it? Application audio. There we go. Of course, you know, as I said, there's it's not a return to streaming without, or a Dahlonic stream in general without fucking problems for no reason. Welcome, everyone. I know it's been a while, and I know the only people watching are my friends, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because it's probably gonna go into a video at some point. Oh, shit. Make sure everything's in order. If only I could promote shit, that would be so much easier. That's fine, though. Anyway, that's totally fine. It's okay. Alright. Alright, we're good. Alrighty, so... Of course, we got our plans like usual. And then afterwards, we're just gonna... at least, like, catch up on where the channel's been for a while. Because I know I know it's been a minute. It's been a long minute, longer than I'd like it to be. I made a lot of promises that weren't kept. First of all, that sucks. A lot of promises that I will try to keep in the future. No guarantees whatsoever. But at the same time, right? At least, like, I want to be, like, open and honest about the whole communication type thing. Son of a bitch, it's still public. Oh, great. The original stream's public anyway. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I'm gonna take that out. Take that out right now. Comments. Alright. We're just gonna delete that out, right? There we go. Cool. This'll be public after the fact, I believe, right? Alright, so, how's everyone doing? Welcome in to the wonderful Delonic stream, and today we got something very special. We're gonna do a sequel to one of my more favorite videos that I made. And that video is ranking every Switch game, or the sequel to that video, I mean, anyway. I'm gonna have to restart that if I'm doing it for YouTube anyway. I have to pull it up. Give me just a second.
That should have been there in the base game, but whatever. Pokemon Sword.
Oh, great. You can... whatever.
Let's go in.
So, for those who don't know... One more time. One more time. Lock in. Lock in, chat. Lock in. We're gonna turn down that music a little bit. Or does the music sound fine? You know what? We're gonna turn it off just for the time being. Okay. Well, that's good that it's up on subscriptions. I can at least have people, you know, see the damn thing. Okay. So, for those who don't know, I made a video a long time ago. It's over 2 years at this point. This was year one on Delonic, and it is where a friend of mine, music's not loud enough. That's good to know when I turn it back on anyway. So friend of mine and I, Big Sleater, we did a live stream together and it was wonderful. We ranked the top 50 highest selling Nintendo Switch games. And that was a fun video. That was a fun stream. That was a fun video. And today we're just gonna do that again. Unfortunately, without Big Sleater. Sleater will be back. Sid will be back on another stream because it did cross the threshold of 500 views. We're over 2 years late, but we're gonna go back and we're gonna rank the top 50 best-selling Wii games. And that one's gonna be fun because that'll be our third time doing it, so that'll be fun. But for now, we're taking on the top 50. Top 50. It's not even top 50. I don't even think there are 50 games yet in the Switch's library. I know how you feel, X-Pool. Rush Hour is terrible. God damn. I despise Rush Hour with all my being, especially with the Walmart Rush Hour that I'm forced to indulge in every day against my will. Anyway, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. Today, we are going to be ranking at least every major Nintendo Switch 2 game that's on the market right now. And that's going from Mario Kart World, and apparently there are just some games, you can see down there, there's some games that just straight up don't exist yet, that won't exist until next year, and that's totally fine, right? That's totally fine. But at the same time, we're gonna rank them, and we're doing the exact same ranking that we did last time. And I know that's gonna piss some people off. Not really my problem, though. As you can see, we have the best, very solid, delete that one, pretty alright. As you can see, we've got the best, very solid, pretty alright, meh, I could actually care less. That one's a new tier. That one's a tier that I created specifically for this, and hopefully if we do rankings later on, it will, it'll stay in the future. Does the music sound fine? Is that okay? Are we at a good music range right now? I can't be bothered to check knowing that it'll make an echo. Wacky game jokes for kids say video games are gay. That's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I could actually care less. That is a new tier created specifically for this stream and any future rankings that I do. It is either for games that I haven't played. It is either for games that I haven't played or that I could give less of a shit about. So I think, you know, there was a lot of people and their feathers were ruffled, right? There was 2 joke inclusions for specific tiers, there was 2 joke inclusions on 2 specific tiers in the video, and I can even show you real quick. We had, I'll just skip to the end of the video so I can find it very easily. We had Nintendo 1-2 Switch.
Done with the tier list, and there you have it.
This is, yeah, at the best of the best. I unfortunately excluded that tier because I don't think it'll be back for the Wii ranking, but I don't think that the Switch 2 has enough games to really consider that tier to actually like put it in there. So that one's excluded for now. There's actually only one game, and when we get to it, I will glaze the hell out of it. That's the only game that I think is really worthy of that tier right now, but it's not worth enough to really make the whole separate tier just for it. Makes editing easier. But I put 1-2 Switch. We put 1-2 Switch at the best of the best. Fucking hilarious, by the way. I can't be bothered to find when we actually do put it in there. That's funny. I thought it was hilarious. Some people didn't take too kindly to it, which is understandable. I'm just gonna turn on fucking Animal Crossing music. What is this music, man? Boy Base Galaxy from Mario Kart World. There we go. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, not a lot of people took kindly to the fact that I put 1-2 Switch at the, you know, the very top. And unfortunately, I thought that was fucking funny. But even more so, even worse,
the official
is if you go down here just a little bit. Okay, I went too far. Whatever. But in bad, sad face. Damn it. How do I go frame by frame on
Nintendo Switch exclusive?
Can you see it? Whatever. Yeah, you can see it at the very bottom of the screen there. If you look real closely, right? Pikmin 4's in bad, sad face. And I don't know the common consensus on Pikmin 4, mostly because Pikmin's a franchise I could give less of a shit about, right? I liked most of Pikmin 1 that I played. I never beat it, right? So, it's whatever. Both of us just put Pikmin 4 in bad, sad face tier, because neither of us have ever played it, and we thought that would be funny. People fucking hated that. Oh my goodness. Still funny, and I still think there's an opportunity for one to be put in the joke tier for today's tier list. We'll see. I mean, no matter what, my opinion is going to piss someone off, and you'll see very quickly when that's going to piss someone off. Let's see. It's true that it's true, chat. That game carried Switch because it used all the gimmicks that people wanted to see. Exactly. It had everything. It had everything in the game that you could ever want from a Switch game. BDSP and bad is wild. Dude, that game's fucking awful. That game sucks so bad. I thought you hated that game. I thought you hated that game. Whatever. I mean, regardless. Dude, that game fucking sucks. That game is so bad. Pokemon has just not been in a good spot at all for, dude, I'm already pissed. Keep going. Exactly. Yeah, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl were unbelievably bad games. They looked like shit. They didn't play very well, especially when you compare them to, like, previous Pokemon remakes. God damn, they're the worst. They're actually the worst. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire forever on top. That's great. I'm already out of water. Anyway, starting off the tier list, we have Mario Kart World. Now, for those who have already known, I've made a Mario Kart World video explaining all of my thoughts into the game anyway, so it's not something that I'm willing to go too deep into, knowing that there's a 44-minute video on my channel that you could go already watch, because it doesn't require explaining a lot of things, but I'll condense it just so you guys know my up-to-date opinions, even though that was like 2 months ago that I released that, so there's not really anything that I'm gonna be saying that's new or profound with my opinion. I love the game. First of all, I absolutely adore the game. It's one of Nintendo's best looking games. It's one of Nintendo's best controlling games. It's definitely the best controlling Mario Kart, like bar none, right? Dude, I love how it controls so much. The freedom of expression with controls, it's so good. It's just so fun. Doing nasty, crazy tricks. The free roam mode, I get why people don't like it. I get why people hate it, and I get why people are pissed at it. But at the same time, viewing it from the different perspective that I had it, it wasn't so bad. It was just like a fun novelty idea. The fact that it is the big selling point, it shouldn't be the selling point, right? And I do think the free roam map needs a lot into it that can actually make it worth your time to really explore. But like fun little drives, it's not that bad. That being said, it has problems. The soundtrack isn't one of them. God damn, that soundtrack is so good. I think the game's a little too easy. I think the game's a little too short. I think some of the tracks are mediocre. I think there's a little... There's too many... There's too many... There's too many mediocre tracks in the game compared to something like Mario Kart 8, where like all of the new tracks just absolutely banged in that game. This one, we've got quite a few like 5, 6 out of 10 tracks, and not enough like 8, 9, 10 out of 10 tracks. And I'm not saying the entire game needs to be this phenomenal, flawless masterpiece or anything, but it is noticeable when a lot of the track design isn't built around the crazy movement that you can unlock by doing whatever on it, right? So for that, I don't think I can put it in the best, right? It's definitely a system seller. Doing tricks on it is a good selling point. I mean, hey, if anyone was to do tricks on it, just take all my money, dude. Like I said, I don't think it's in best of the best. I think it's sitting like it's almost there. It's almost there, right? So for that, I think it's gonna have a very, very nice time in the very solid category, right? I don't think that's I need to get my mouse out of there. Which one is this? Tier list browser. Capture cursor. There we go. Cool. But yeah, I mean, it's a very good start to the Switch 2's life cycle, right? There's not a lot that I would say is technically wrong with the game, and I think the hate is overblown. Now, Welcome Tour, on the other hand, can go fuck itself. You're never gonna catch me dead ever playing this game. We all know that Reggie fought tooth and nail trying to get Wii Sports pre-packaged with the Wii, and it's clear that when he's gone, they just stopped giving a fuck, right? And that's how Welcome Tour spawned in, right? I can't imagine the people that, like, $10, the fact that you have to pay for it, I understand it, if it wasn't pre-packaged, but it was like, even $5, I don't think it would be that bad, but $10 feels steep for a game that you can't even unlock all of the features on, unless you have everything, like the camera and the Pro Controller and everything else like that. You don't have all of the features out of the box with that game, and I think that's a really weird thing to do for it, considering how bare bones of an experience it really is, right? There's not much that I can say about it other than yeah, it's kinda ass, right? It's kinda butt cheeks. It's kind of a silly little game that I'm never going to open again, right? It's floating. It's floating in my mind because it could be, and I could actually care less. Because at worst, it's completely inoffensive. But due to it costs $10, and you can't even get the full experience out of it unless you have all of the other Nintendo Switch 2 accessories like the camera and whatnot. So I think that alone just naturally puts it in the bad tier. Like there's no redeeming qualities, right? At least I don't think so. It's kind of weird. It's a weird game that shouldn't necessarily have a presence in the Switch 2 zeitgeist at all. Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Classics. I don't know why that's up there. Sure, man. It's a good thing that we finally got GameCube games on a modern console. All fucking 7 of them, I guess. Like, the rate in which they're adding games to the emulation thing, whatever. If it was monthly, I wouldn't even care that much, but for the first year, it was bi-monthly. It was every other month we would get something. And so that makes the game choice all the more important when they actually do decide to put something on there, right? And it sucks balls that some of their game choices just don't really matter and aren't that great. Pokemon XD Gales of Darkness, or whatever that game's called, yeah, that's a great addition. That's a game that I always wanted to play as a kid, but could never find. Luigi's Mansion, you know, that's a must-have. That's a cult classic, right? Soul Calibur 2. It's just a weird selection of games. Like, you think they'd add Soul Calibur 2 at some point, and you think they would add, like, get the fuck out of here. No, none of you. None of you. No. No. I thought so. No, I'm not even in a fucking voice call, and I thought somebody joined. Anyway, what I was saying is, just the games they choose and the order that they chose them is really bizarre and kinda knocks it down. If there were the games that people actually cared about from the start, and there was a bunch, because they only launched with 3 games, that's fucking pathetic, alright? I mean, just like full stop, right? Full stop, just, no more, right? That's pathetic. That's disgusting. Like, at least 5. 5 seems rounded out, especially for how much bigger the games get, right? But we got Wind Waker, we got F-Zero, and we got Soul Calibur 2. I'm not interested in any of those games. I've already beaten Wind Waker. F-Zero GX is fine. But, like, no Mario Kart, no Mario Sunshine, no Twilight Princess, no Smash, you know, none of the games that people actually want to go to that platform for. Yeah, no, it's floating in meh, and I could care less, and I can't decide which one. Well, I care, because I grew up with the GameCube, so I think it belongs in meh. And I think right now is what we have is a really... Mario Sunshine is on it, but it didn't come at launch. It came like a year and a half after the fact. They just put it on there. It's very stupid that they put the flagship Mario title a year and a half after it came out, when they haven't done that with any of the other Nintendo Classic titles, right? That's my problem with that. That's why I don't like it. You gotta understand that. But right now, I think we have a good baseline of what this tier list is gonna look like, because they're all spaced out pretty evenly. We got Mario Kart World and very solid. We got the GameCube and meh, and then Welcome Tour and Bad Sad Face. This is kind of like just the foundation of how I feel about these titles and how I feel about a lot of different things when it comes to the Switch 2. It has, unfortunately, a very spotty representation when it comes to their games. There was a lot of controversy that happened when the system launched, and it's obviously not going to stop. And I feel like we'll have a better representation of the tier list whenever we talk about these next 3 games, if you can even call them that. They're more, I'd almost call them experiences. But give me 1 second. I'm just gonna refill up my water. We'll be right back, just in about like a minute or two. Yeah, see, that didn't take very long at all. Alright, we're back. Switch 2 Loki goes from being absolute peak to being dog shit. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a shame that it does end up being that way, but at the same time, I guess we're so deep into Nintendo's overall redemption in the gaming landscape that they're bound to have mishaps, and especially with how strong the Switch's life cycle ended and how long we've had to wait for certain titles that we'll talk about in the future of the stream, right? They just don't hit as hard. And year 1 of the Switch 2, no, fuck off! I don't like that guy. He sounds weird. He smells bad. It's a dog. I have my own dog. Thank you very much. Anyway, like I said, I just think year 1 should have hit harder. Then again, right, they're already naturally above the competition with more system sellers. They got the first 3D Donkey Kong game in 30 years or whatever. You know, Mario Kart World completely reinventing the series. They had Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, one of the most anticipated games of all time. We'll talk about that. Just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on, right? So, I mean, like, just those 3 games in general kind of like frame mog the first year of PlayStation 5 or especially Xbox, right? So looking at it with hindsight, it's okay, right? It was okay. It just could have been better. The quality of the games could have been less controversial, right? Anyway, I think we'll get a better skeleton of this tier list when we talk about the Switch 2 editions. Right now, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Goddamn, what a mouthful. Anyway, it's really hard to talk about Nintendo Switch 2 editions in general, just because they don't... The quality varies. Not only the quality, but the amount of content that they add into the games varies. And in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's case, they don't really add a lot that makes the jump worth it. It's $10 or free in those games' cases, right? I want to make that clear. Specifically, in those 2 games' cases, they are free if you have Nintendo Switch Online, which is a damn good deal, right? I didn't have to pay a dime for them. And I only pay like $13 a year for my Nintendo Switch thing because I have the family plan and whatnot. But I think just the upgrade for those games in particular makes it so fucking worth it. Breath of the Wild, where mostly, almost exclusively Breath of the Wild, is such a memorable game, and we're coming up on its 10-year anniversary, and I'm like, damn, it's really been that long. And just seeing it, it doesn't go up to 4K. It's in 1440p if I remember correctly, but just seeing it in an official capacity run like that, even on handheld, right? You know, it almost brought me to tears, because it's a game that means so much to me, and just... I'm so sick of this fucker. I'm gonna have to, like, switch the game. What the hell? Okay, we got, like, 3 songs without him. Cool. I just had to make sure he doesn't pop up anytime soon. I fucking hate how that sounds. Anyway, seeing Breath of the Wild run that way in an official capacity, I mean, it just, like, it moved me, because it's always how I perceived the game as a kid, but now seeing it in reality, I mean, it just changed everything, right? The game was already so freaking beautiful, not even at 1080p, and you finally see it in this ultimate crystal clear quality, and you're just like, yes, dude. Oh my god. Freak yes! This is everything that I've been waiting for and more from Nintendo. You know, you finally see the power of the Switch 2 and how much of a leap that really was from the original Switch. Because the original Switch was like Xbox 360. Now we're more powerful than the Xbox Series S. We're performing better than that console. So of course they're going to take full advantage and make their game run as good as possible without any dips. Because, like, I feel like it could run at 4K, but the game would go back to 30 FPS, which I wouldn't necessarily want. As you get older, you realize how important frames actually are. So I'm gonna put... These don't rank as equal. Is Astral Chain on the list? Did Astral Chain get a Switch 2 edition that I don't know about? That would just naturally go in the I could care less tier, because I know nothing about that game. Not because I don't care about the game, but because I know nothing about it. I don't think... I'm pretty sure Astral Chain was on the original list, and I knew nothing about it then. If it is, that's where that would go. So, ranking Switch 2 editions is very difficult, just because they're not, like I'm leaning towards very solid. I want to put it on the same tier that Mario Kart World is on, but at the same time, putting that on that tier eliminates a lot of nuance from the conversation, because at a face value, you know, there's going to be a ton of people that skip to the end and just see the list for face value for what it is at a very surface level, and they're going to be like, well, that's stupid, right? But at the same time, for what they are, they're the best of the Nintendo Switch 2 editions, right? But I'm not going to put them above Mario Kart World, because they're more expansions and upgrades of the original game. If we're talking about the game in general, yes, they would go in the best, and I'd make the best of the best here, but that's just, we're ranking the addition of the game rather than the game itself, so it makes it very hard. I'm just going to put them in very solid in general. I'm going to rank them based on how I feel about them. And if I think they're solid, or I think they, like, completely transform the experience, you know, they're going to go up there, right? They're just going to go up there. And to the people who skip to the end of the video, please don't fucking do that. I know you people are there. I know someone's going to put a timestamp in the comments being like, this is where it's finished. Gotcha, dumbass. Don't do that, all right? Please. Please, I beg, please just don't do that, because you're eliminating the beautiful conversation that we're having right now, and you're just missing out on watching an overweight man talk about fucking Nintendo games. Okay, all right, let's move on. Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, plus Jamboree TV. I could give less of a shit. In all honesty, right? I could fucking care less. The only time that I played it was at the New York Switch 2 experience. That required my buddy Matt and I to start screaming, because Jamboree TV fully utilizes the Switch 2 camera and the mouse features, and we played the experience based on the camera features, right? I don't care about that. No. I just not a fan, you know? I didn't like Super Mario Party Jamboree that much when it came out anyway, especially when you compare it to Superstars. Superstars was one of the best Mario Party games, period. Baseline, right? And Jamboree focused too much on motion controls for me to really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm floating between meh, care less, and bad. And I heard from a lot of people that they just don't like the game in general, right? Or the expansion, you know, Bowser Party, or whatever that side mode was. It just wasn't it, right? So I think I'm gonna put it, I could actually care less. Even though that's a tier where, like, the I could actually care less tier, no. You know, it's kind of like a non-review of the game. Whatever, dude. You know, you're a real one. All right, you're a real one if you're watching. If you're actually watching through the stream, the VOD, or the video that'll be made out of this, you understand my opinions, okay? You get me. And you matter more than the people who skip to the fucking end. Anyway, Drag X Drive, no, that's just another bad, sad face. Fuck that game. Again, the only other time that I played it was the Switch 2 experience in New York. I'm gonna mention that every time that I can. Yeah, it just wasn't fun. It's just like, God, you know, my forearms are pretty strong, hidden beneath all the fat and gunk and shit, right? But like, that's a real workout. Oh shit, knocked over my you know, you're doing this the whole time, you know, hidden under the camera doesn't look too good, right? But when you're relying too much on the motion controls, it doesn't really do much for anyone. It's a very non-appealing looking game as well. It doesn't really utilize the power of the Switch 2. You know, my first thought while watching that trailer was, what the fuck? It's paraplegic rocket. It's paraplegic Rocket League, basically. And, you know, it's weird, right? It's really weird. Just the base concept of the game is like, we want to make a Nintendo Rocket League, but we don't know how to do it. It's like if they made Smash Bros. Without the Nintendo characters. Like, this may have been cool if there were Nintendo characters in it. Maybe that would have boosted sales. But as an original IP, this is like their version of ARMS for the Switch 2, but much worse, because ARMS was actually pretty great. My friend said it made him embarrassed to be in a wheelchair more than anything else he's ever experienced. I believe it. That's not something I can necessarily speak on, obviously, but if you got a friend who's in a wheelchair who looks at that game and says, fuck that, that's a bad sign. I don't know, that's a bad sign. It's bad. It's just a game that I don't see anyone else picking up outside of the launch of the Switch 2 when there was nothing else to pick up, right? You pick it up, it was like 1-2 Switch. You pick it up because there was nothing else to get at the time, and it shows off features of the console, right? So that's where that went. Kirby and the Forgotten Game, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Star-Crossed World. I could actually care less. It's another one of those. It's another one of those Nintendo Switch 2 editions where it adds onto a game that I don't really care about. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I think that's the first time on this channel I've ever called it by its actual name. It's been kind of a running joke where I call it the Forgotten Game, and we're gonna do that forever. Kirby fans, that's your one give that I give you. You get too much. You get too much love from Nintendo. That's the one you get from me. Everybody gets one. It's so stupid. Everybody gets one. Tell him, Matt. Yeah, the game looks phenomenal. It looked phenomenal when it came out, you know. I'm willing to give credit where it's due, obviously. And it looked great when it came out. It looked so good. It played well. Kirby was a little slow. Again, I'm judging these based off of the expansions. Based off of the expansions of the game rather than the game itself. And I bought it. I didn't even play it at the New York because I was so disinterested. But I bought it, I played a level, and I put it down for the rest of time, and it hasn't been opened since. Kind of goes to show where my thoughts are on that game. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put it at the top of I Could Care Less, because I think that's like the pinnacle of that tier. And part of the reason why it was made, like, I don't give a flying fuck about anything that game has to offer. Not that I think it's bad, it's just boring. Why are we putting Joe Swanson Simulator in bad? Well, Peter, sometimes you Just get a bad game. Just get a bad game rolling around, you know? Cyberpunk? That is not a major Switch 2 game, so that wouldn't qualify for this list. I can give you my thoughts on Cyberpunk. I have it, actually, right on my shelf. Right here. Right here. I bought it. Pretty close to release, actually. I don't like it. Oh, I sound like such a dick right now. Yeah, it's a good game. I enjoyed the journey that it took to get to where I was. I mean, I played the shit out of it. I have like 40 hours in the game, and it was okay until I got to the end. I don't think the story's that great. The gameplay's fun. I thought the gameplay was really fun. It's kind of feels like GTA but better. Which is naturally a good thing, right? The title says ranking every Switch 2 game. That's not a Switch 2 game. Like if I'm talking about Cyberpunk to someone, they're not gonna call it a Switch 2 game. I've never met anyone who's been like, yeah, that's my favorite Switch 2 game. Because if I were to rank every Switch 2 game, I'd open the fucking eShop right now, and I'd scroll through every furry and hentai, NSFW, whatever title that they got on there. And it would look really bad on Nintendo's part because half of the games on there would be put in bad sad face, you know? It'd be put in bad sad face. I'd put it in very solid. I'd put Cyberpunk in very solid if it was on this list, right? And again, if I were to talk about every Switch 2 game, right, then like Street Fighter. Oh, that's Metroid Prime 4. That's not even the fucking game. Okay, cool. I think it's right here, actually. It's one of these games in this pile. Yeah, Street Fighter 6, right? But it's all Nintendo developed shit. That's what I meant, you know, because we're only ranking what they made, what they've shat out, or what their other developers have shat out. We be here forever. Bro is stirring shit in the kettle. Exactly. What were we talking about? We got off track. Oh man. That's funny. That's funny. Cyberpunk goes in very solid if I were to rank it. I just don't like the story very much. Especially the ending. The ending was way too dragged out. One of the endings anyway, the main ending, the one where you either kill yourself or go in a hospital in space, right? Donkey Kong Bonanza. Oh no. Be prepared. You're not going to be in a good mood when you hear my You're not going to be in a good mood at all when you hear my thoughts on Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's the video I'm working on right now. The Mario Kart video did really well. It did way better than I thought it was going to do, and I put out a poll on YouTube here asking if people would want to see me rank every major Switch 2 game, and the overwhelming majority said yes. I think it was like 91%. So I'm making the Donkey Kong Bonanza video. You'll hear my full thoughts on like why I think it is the way that it is. And I hate the way that I hate what it is, right? It's not good. It's not good. It's a good game, but it's a shit Donkey Kong game. And so therefore I don't like it. Even though like I would never even consider putting it in the bad or meh. Like meh onward, I would never consider putting it there, even though meh is exactly how I feel about the game, because I understand that it's a very well-made game, and I do have my fun with it from time to time. It's just like, the novelty of the destruction mechanic wears off so quickly, right? And it's way too Mario-coded, like, the DNA... Again, I'll explain this when the video comes out, but... you can just tell the Mario team developed it, and everything that made Donkey Kong what it is completely stripped away from this game. I can't wait for the next 2D Donkey Kong game either. Hopefully that'll be a return to form for the franchise. But Bonanza just feels like, hey, what if we made a Mario game where you punch shit, you know? And that's it. Because everything about it, except for the finale of the game, is just way too hell-bent on being about Mario and Mario's nowhere to be found. It's a Donkey Kong game, not a Mario game. So it's my friend Matt explained it. We were talking about it earlier today. It's like if you wanted to make a Robin movie, but it's so focused on Batman that it doesn't even feel like it's a movie about Robin. Make the fucking Utility Belt or Alfred movie, dude. Yeah, no, I don't blame you if you think Bonanza was a fire game. I recognize that it is a baseline, a good game, a great game even, but it's a game that, like, I can't separate my thoughts on. Like, I can acknowledge the quality of it, but I fucking despise that it has nothing of what makes the series what it is. And so the game naturally gets soured for me, right? The finale of the game, though, with King K. Rool, oh my fucking goodness. That's what we needed all game. That's exactly what, that's the vibe, the challenge even, the post-game content was challenging as well. That's what we needed from a Donkey Kong game, right? Otherwise it should have just been a Mario game. And now the Donkey Kong Bonanza game is making us wait even longer for a fucking Mario game. It's gonna be a decade before we even get a 2D, a new 3D Mario, and I think that's just ludicrous. So I'm gonna meet myself in the middle on this one, and we're gonna put Bonanza in pretty alright. On the surface level, people are gonna see that and not fuck with that, but it's stopping me from putting it in meh, because there are a ton of I like the gameplay elements, right? It's too easy and it's not Donkey Kong enough at all. So therefore, I can't like say, oh yeah, it's an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 game, right? So that's where that is. Pokemon Legends ZA Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Now this game, it's a weird one, because this is a game we're now at the Switch 2 editions that release on the same day as the regular game. So now I'm put in a position of, should I rank this as a game itself, or should I just rank the edition, right? You skipped Pokemon Legends EA, honestly. If there wasn't that child in me, right? If there wasn't that little 10-year-old boy who fucking obsessed over Pokemon like crazy, I would have skipped out on it. I was planning to skip out on it, and then all of a sudden, like, not even joking, 10 minutes before the game came out, I'm like, oh shit, the game's coming out. Little monkey think gif, should I buy the game? And I did. I bought it. I would have bought it physically if I had put more thought into it, because I love having a physical collection, but fucking hell, I don't like that game. Hold on. Getting Winds and... Dude, don't even get me started on Winds and Waves. Don't even get me started on Winds and Waves. I don't know what's on the tier list yet. The game's not even close to having a second trailer yet, but dude, oh my god, it looks so much better than Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet broke me in terms of being a Pokemon fan, but I love how Winds and Waves looks. It looks so much better than what we're used to as Pokemon fans. So I can't wait for that. Anyway, catch up. You should talk about the games that aren't out but not rank them. Yeah, I'll do that. God knows I'm going to talk about Xenoblade Genesis whenever we get to that. And God knows I'm going to rank it for shits and giggles whenever we get to it as well, just to piss people off, knowing that that one's specifically for the people that skip to the end. They'll see the ranking. They'll see all the games that aren't out, like Ocarina of Time, but they'll see Xenoblade Genesis at the top, and they'll get pissed off, and I think that's really funny. Like, why didn't you rank the games the other way? No, this is my ranking, buddy. It's silly, but, let me catch up on chat here. It's so close to being a good game. I've not played ZA yet, but I do own it. It should be ranked as a Switch 2 game and not a Switch 2 edition. Part of Game Freak was moved internally to Nintendo HQ, so they def have pissed Nintendo off with the quality. Oh my god. Dude. No, like, you can tell Nintendo, because they own a third. They own a third of the Pokemon Company, and they were so fucking embarrassed that they, for the first time, they even offered refunds to, people for Scarlet and Violet. They don't do that. They just don't do that, right? And oh man, I'm glad they delayed Legend ZA when they did. I'm glad they didn't say a word on it and shifted it internally, right? But that doesn't... It's like Bonanza, where there are so many elements that make it fun, but it's the very core of the game that just isn't freaking great. And I'm tempted to put it in meh. I'm so tempted, right? I don't know. I will, because it came out at the same time, right? And it is a game that definitely benefits better from being on the Switch 2 instead of Switch 1. I'm just gonna do it because I played the game first on Switch 2 and it came out during the Switch 2's life cycle. So we'll just rank it as the game, because I don't think the Switch 2 edition does like anything else besides upgrade the visuals. So we'll rank that one specifically as a game. And we'll do the same for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and whatnot. But it's so close to being anything great. But that core gameplay mechanic is so fucking repetitive that it kills any momentum the game has, right? I enjoyed myself throughout. I enjoyed myself throughout the most part of playing that game. And then it just stopped, right? Because you're doing missions, and then the mission structure is the exact same throughout. And it wasn't like that in Arceus. If it was anything like Arceus, God, I'd love it. I'd love it so much more, because I loved Arceus despite the way that it looked. And I do think it was a problem that they limited it to just Lumio City. I would have preferred it if it was like a Legends Kyurem game, because I'm a Unova Glazer, but I like Kalos enough. But and I was one of those people, right, that didn't even care that it was set in Lumio City, but when I played the game, I'm like, yeah, I understand. Like, I just get it. It's not a great gameplay loop. And it's not great. It just gets way too repetitive, way too quick, and there are still problems in the game that are problems with the franchise as a whole, like the lack of voice acting. The few cutscenes that we get in the game are like so in depth. They're so good. They're animated. Fuck. They're animated so well, and then there's just like, and it looks like dog shit. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good. I like the soundtrack, but I just don't think that, the soundtrack doesn't save the game from going in meh. I'm even putting the GameCube above it. That's kind of like, again, I'm broken as a Pokemon fan. We're gonna do a stream. I'm killing the fucking dog. Son of a bitch, he's back. Are we just doing KK? What the hell? What the hell? There's so much, dude. Okay. We're back on another streak. Okay. I just hate listening to that dude. If Winds and Waves has no voice acting, it's a no buy. I wouldn't go. It's unacceptable, and it's been unacceptable for a very long time for Pokemon, the biggest company in the fucking world, to not have voice acting in their games, yet have cutscenes. Oh my goodness, the water's coming up. Yet have, like, all the cutscenes that need voice acting, and they just don't got it. It's unacceptable, and it's been that way for almost a decade now, right? But I don't think that's, at least for me, I don't think that's gonna be the thing that breaks it for me. I feel like the thing that'll at least get me to hold off from trying it, because I even played Scarlet and Violet to completion, or not to completion, but I beat the story mode, the campaign. The thing that'll get me to hold off on buying it eventually would be, like, if the Mons sucked, or just the gameplay looked as bad as Scarlet and Violet. Anyway, but it's whatever. I feel like they're gonna have such expressive cutscenes without voice acting. That's just a massive turnoff, but I will hope for the core game to still be good. No, I agree. Especially like with how Nintendo Pictures has been moving with their cutscenes and overall presentation over at Nintendo, there needs to be voice acting. There's voice acting in fucking Donkey Kong now, for crying out loud, right? It needs to be there. It needs to be there. Let's not even kid ourselves. It needs to be there. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. I'm not even going to spend a whole lot of time on this game. I could actually care less. I will say I have the most interest in it out of any of those games in that category, but I know where that's going instantly. I don't give a flying fuck about Hyrule Warriors. What were your thoughts when Winds and Waves was first revealed? It was good. I was floored because it looked, you know, my expectations were so low when the trailer came out, or like before the trailer came out. I mean, just like in general, I was so done with Pokemon, and that revitalized some amount of interest that I have in the franchise. So much so that I'm going to be doing my first Nuzlocke on stream here soon, one of these days. But I was impressed. It looked better. It looked better, and that's all I needed. It looked like an actual game for once. But back to Hyrule Warriors. I didn't like Tears of the Kingdom. I especially didn't like its story one bit. Fundamentally, it is flawed from the very beginning. And man, they finally listened to the fans, right? And I think that's a good thing. They finally said, you know what, let's actually make the canon story and see what happened in between all the cutscenes. Because Age of Calamity was like a what-if story, but I loved that aspect of it. It was great. And there was so many gaps that needed to be filled in before the Age of Calamity Ganon or whatever that made that story so much more interesting to watch as it went through. This is just fucking boring. Like, outright. I've seen the cutscenes because all I was interested in was seeing the story, was seeing how it flows together with the original story and how it like recontextualizes some scenes. I just don't like the Hyrule. I just outright fucking despise the Tears of the Kingdom story. I think so many characters feel out of place. Zelda especially got lobotomized. She is not smart for shit in that game. And it feels like they're just trying to redo what Breath of the Wild had and call it a sequel. Gameplay-wise, I never liked Dynasty Warriors games, so that's perfectly fine. Set over there and I could actually care less. Animal Crossing. It is a visual upgrade for the game. That's about all I can say about it. And I feel bad. I feel bad that's all I can say about it, right? I think post-COVID, I couldn't post 2020, right? I don't know if YouTube still demonetizes for that, so I'm gonna dance over the words, right? Post 2020, once they wouldn't let you like do cloud saves because of cheating or whatever, I got a new Switch and my save file got erased twice, so I haven't really gone back to that game at all. Like, just period. The game runs better now. It kinda ran like shit originally. So, I'm glad that it runs better. It is definitely going in the I could actually care less tier because it was even $5. It's just kind of like all it was, right? We're skipping you. Kirby Air Riders! Oh my god. Can I talk to you about Kirby Air Riders? Yeah, it was pretty alright. I can put it up Bonanza. Oh man. I don't know if people will like my take on Air Riders or not. Air Riders, fundamentally, right, is such a good game. I love the look, I love the feel, I love the soundtrack. There's something missing. There's just, like, that's just The meat and potatoes of the argument is that there's something missing about that game. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, there's just something about the game that I don't really enjoy, right? And I think it's just because it's a game that died almost instantly, and it's a game that didn't have enough content to carry it for more than a month at most, right? So it died so quickly. It died so fast, which is a fucking shame, because the 1 or 2 times that I played it with friends was so much fun. It was so good. It was so good. But the fact that there was only 9 new courses in that game and only 1 city trial track, it's disappointing, to say the least. And you know, Sakurai, the GOAT that he is, you know, mad respect to him for being like, the game will ship out as it is, right? It's just gonna go out. We're not gonna really update it or add any DLC further to it. It just came with the full package. And I like that. I think more games should do that. But at the same time, it's a game that fucking needed more content, right? We needed more city trial tracks. We needed more. I like that they brought in the original tracks from the original game, right? But all that did was really it artificially inflated the track count to like 18. And 18 is a good amount of tracks. But I think that should have been delegated to the new tracks on top of the originals, because the original tracks don't even last a minute half the time. And then the new tracks are good. They're really good, but there's just not enough of them. And the single player content was okay, but like I said, unless you're like really into that game, it doesn't last long enough. And that's okay, you know? It's not enough for me to even think about putting it in meh or anything like that. But it's just a pretty alright game. It's a game, excuse me. It's a game that's there, right? It's, oh, this song's really good. Hold on. We gotta listen to this track. This is probably my favorite track in all of Animal Crossing. It's so good. Alright, I'm done. Sorry, it's a great track. I fucking love it. It's one of the few tracks in New Horizons that I love. It's so funny. Anyway. I'm sure you'd tell me if the audio mixing was bad, right? Okay. Hold on. I need to give me 1 second, right? 1 moment. Give me 1 moment. All right, we're back. Mario Tennis Fever. Now we're finally past 2025, right? And Mario Tennis Fever. What can I say about it? Not that hasn't already been said, just what can I say about it in general? It's a Mario Tennis game. You can play the demo at your local Walmart. I wouldn't know. It's a game that exists. It's a game that exists, and I could care less. I could care less, and I'm tired of putting games in that tier, right? But what does it even bring to the table? It was fucking $70. You expect me to pay $70 of my hard-earned money? That's almost an entire day's worth of work for me. you know, and minimum wage already hardly gets me, you know, beyond a livable wage. I'm not gonna pay $70 for a game that I know I'm not even gonna play with anyone, because I know none of my friends are actually gonna buy it, despite my initial interest within the game itself. You know, I wanted Mario Tennis Aces so bad when it first came out, right? And that kind of like extends to Mario Tennis Fever, but I just know it's a game that I'm gonna get no value of, especially at $70. So, fuck you, Nintendo. No, we're not paying premium price for Mario Tennis. And you know what? Just for that, Nintendo, I'm putting it in bad. I'm putting it in bad. You understand me? Hopefully that didn't sound too bad. I'm putting it in bad, right? It doesn't belong. It doesn't belong, and I could care less, considering how passionate I feel about the price of games, right? You'd buy it at 50? Oh, come on. Joel, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'd buy it at 40. How about that? At 40, I think that would be a good enough price, but like, Nintendo games never officially go on sale, so I'd have to find it at 40 on like a secondhand market. Because even at 50, I just know that I'm not gonna still get it, you know? I'm not gonna get much out of it. Like, I don't even see myself playing that game for even 10 hours. It's good for like meetups and parties and whatnot, but again, that's not gonna extend to even 10 hours plus a playtime. So I think 40 would be an appropriate like price point for that game. I'm sorry, Nintendo. No, I'm not. You're not my friend. You're a corporation. You're not my fucking friend. But I can't. It's only in bad because I can't justify the price. It has more of an all right, hot take. Dillonix hot take. Dillonix hot take. That's right. You guys ready? You guys ready for the hottest take imaginable? Right? No. The hot take is, I think Mario Tennis Fever, out of all the games, right, I think it has more of an unjustifiable price point than Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World is 80, and I still don't think that price point is justified. But it's when you compare it to fucking Mario Tennis, right? It's way more of a justified experience compared to $10 off for Mario Tennis. I think, especially because I don't even know what they added to that game that makes it, you know, so much more grand and different from Mario Tennis. What can you do to Mario Tennis, right, that makes it super interesting? Not a whole lot. No, I don't think there's much you can do for that. You know, it really pains me to talk about this. You know, I hope everyone understands. We got the baseline of the tier list figured out, right? But it really pains me. It disgusts me even to talk about this next game. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. You know, Monolith Soft are my absolute goats, right? I will glaze the fuck out of anything they make. So when I think about Xenoblade X, Switch 2 Edition, Definitive Edition, whatever, I think that maybe that was made out of obligation and not through their own volition. That did not come out of Tetsuya Takahashi's glorious loins, okay? And if it did, I'm gonna cry. So you don't want to see me cry, do you? So even if it is true, don't fucking tell me it. I don't have a problem with AI upscaling. I know AI is the fun buzz term to throw around and think that every single iteration of AI use is bad. There are tools that can be used, you know, like Premiere. I am at my fucking limit with you. Do you understand that, KK? KK Slider, how about that, huh? You ever think about that? Morty. Anyway, I just like the what I was saying is there are good tools for AI. In Premiere Pro, I don't even need a green screen. I could just cut myself out of the background right freaking now, right? You know, and that's because of AI. And I think that cuts out so much work, right? So much work out of the experience. And so using AI upscaling is a decent tool when you think about it. And this is like one of the worst iterations they could have done with that. When you're playing it on a big TV, it's not even that noticeable. And when I first bought it, you know, $5, no big. All it does is up-res the game. It doesn't even add any content or anything like that. And I'm like, you know what, that's fine. That's okay. But then when you look into it, you can't even make out certain details. We're gonna look it up. We're gonna talk about it right now. Look at that. Look at this. It doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good.
At long last, coming in just under 8 months since the Switch...
Like, you know, running it at 4K for the very first time, it wasn't terrible. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. One of my favorite games at 60 FPS. Because I could definitely run that just fine, right? But then you go into the finer details. And it's just like, what am I even looking at? Like, that just looks so bad. That just looks so bad. Everything is so smoothed in. It looks like it was created in the back rooms, right? It looks like it was created in the back rooms. And I don't like that. I don't like that. When I found out about it, it was more the title screen. Xenoblade X Definitive Switch 2 Edition title screen. See if I can find it. Damn it. It doesn't have the, oh, it does. It does have the end of game. That's really small. You wouldn't even be able to make out those details anyway. But it was, regardless, it looks terrible. It looks abysmal, and that's a shame because Xenoblade X is one of my favorite games of all time, right? So for it to end up the way that it did, it's really fucking disappointing. I mean, genuinely, it's really disappointing. Just at a baseline, it belongs in bad tier, at the bottom of bad tier, because it was the worst showcase of what upscaling could look like on the Switch 2. And I'm not proud of it at all. I'm not afraid to admit that I was fooled by it, but at the same time, it's whatever, right? Super Mario Bros. Wonder with Bellabelle Park. I don't know. You want my honest opinion? You want my honest opinion is I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know how to feel about it. It's a game. Mario Wonder as a game itself, right, is a game that I enjoy. It's a game that I haven't gone back to since it came out. It's a game that really needed DLC, but the DLC that we got, I don't think is the DLC that we needed for it, which is really disappointing. It was a very multiplayer focused DLC. Again, it's just not what we needed. We needed more difficult levels, an entire single player expansion like what we got with New Soup 2, right? I haven't bought it. I would love to see what the game looks like in 4K or whatever. The fact that I don't think it's in 120, I think that's disappointing. But it's going and I could care less, right? It's just a game that I don't really care about. I'm not interested in dropping 20 freaking clams for a 2D Mario game that I have no relative interest in replaying out of some obligation in the future. Now, Pokemon Pokopia, that is a game that I haven't played. I know. It's weird. It's a weird game. It's a game that I definitely showed no freaking interest in when it came out. and it's a game that I still don't have interest in playing. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna be offended, maybe even. I don't fucking know. I don't like cozy games. I don't like comfy games. I like single player action games. I like mysteries. I like role playing games. You know, those are games like how I relax. I like playing with friends, right? But when it comes to single player games that are spent on like building towns and farming and everything that revolves around that relative genre, I could give less of a shit about it. Shut up, Joel. Stardew Valley is not cool. I opened it once and never again. It's unfortunately a genre that I've been burnt out on. It's one that I've played. I like Minecraft, I guess, is the only one that I enjoy, but I wouldn't even consider that a comfy, cozy game. And I think there's a real oversaturation of the market right now. So Pokemon doing one, yeah, I mean, it seems like it just seems like a shoo-in. It just, like, of course they would make a Pokemon cozy game. It's ripe for it, right? I don't want to add yet another game to the I could actually care less. But then again, it's a game that I haven't played, but it's a game that I know has glowing reviews as well. It's a game that I know people freaking adore and have got addicted on, which, you know, the word of mouth has actually got me somewhat interested in the game, but I still don't know, I still know jack dick about it. So I think naturally it has to go in the I could care less tier, because, like, what are the other options? Men, bad. I don't feel like having my head on a pike today. You understand? Okay? So I guess that's where that's going. Like, that's the only place that I could put it on. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is another game that I don't. It's another game that I don't care about, and I'm getting really sick. I'm getting real sick and tired of putting games in the I could care less tier, right? Because I know it has its fans, and I know it's not like the best Yoshi game out there. But I will say there's a bit of a redemption story here, is that I did play the demo. You could just make a never played tier. Yeah, but half the games that I've never played are just games that I don't care about, so why it does the same thing, while also, like, making someone mad in the process. And I think that's funny. Man, I sound like such an asshole right now. My goal isn't to piss people off. I just know they're gonna do it regardless, so I'm like, you know what, let's just lean into it. But I could actually care less. Kind of fits in two groups at once, because I have played Animal Crossing Switch 2 Edition. I have played Kirby and the Forgotten Land, plus Starcross Worlds, right? I just don't care about them. And any other game that I haven't played, I don't care about, really. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, I'm going to put that in pretty alright. Not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. I've only played a handful. I've played demos, right? And it genuinely shocked me. Honest to God, right? Putting it in pretty alright is a damn miracle, right? It's a damn miracle that it's there, because it would have gone smack dab in I could actually care less, or even bad, if I was on on a day that I feel like I could troll people. But I played it, and I'm like, damn, this is really good. This is actually pretty solid. I might even think about putting it in very solid, because I had a lot of fun in the very few short times that I've actually played the game. I think I'll put it above Kirby Air Riders. I love history. Don't know how that has to relate to it. Relates because you're almost performing experiments on the creatures that you find. Like, it reminds me a lot of the Pokedex in Pokemon Legends Arceus, where you have to do a lot of things to get it filled out. And the more you experiment with these little creatures and naming them, the more you learn about them, and the more you get that book filled out. And I think that's really cool. I think that is such a fun and unique incentive for 100% completion. So I'm not even going to dog on the game that hard. Do I plan on playing it at some point? I would like to. I would very much like to play it, but it's another thing of, like, it's $70, and I don't know if I'm going to get my $70 worth out of it. So for now, it's remaining It could even go in very solid by the time I am done with it eventually. It's just, for right now, it's in pretty alright, which is already, you know, 2-3 tiers higher than I thought it would naturally go in. Now, here's a fucking redemption story, if I've ever heard one. We'll lump these two together right now, because they kind of go hand in hand, and they're out at the moment. Xenoblade and Xenoblade 2 Nintendo Switch 2 editions. What a comeback. I will say, after X came out, the Switch 2 edition, those games, that game in particular, I was not very interested in seeing. Of course I wanted it, right? Xenoblade 2 is tied as my favorite game of all time. I love the rest of the trilogy. So, seeing them get Nintendo Switch 2 editions was so hype. I mean, when that Direct launched, and when they're like, because it was leaked that Xenoblade 2 is getting a Switch 2 edition. I was expecting it. And then they announced just the whole fucking trilogy all at once, and that Xenoblade 1 was coming out that day. Dude. Let me tell you, I was so moved. I was so moved. It was beautiful. It was wonderful, even. And these are redemption stories, because these actually use the AI upscaling wonderfully. They look so phenomenal, to the point where it feels weird even playing them, because I've been playing these games, you know, the days they came out, so I'm used to their shit resolution, the muddy visuals, clouding up what something, you know, the games could look wonderful, but due to their muddy visuals, performing so badly on the original Switch, you could still see them look great, but they just didn't. And now they do, and they run in 60 FPS, and it's absolutely fucking wonderful. Playing Xenoblade 2 feels weird now? Yes, it does. It doesn't feel right to me. I do think some of the menus work in double time because of the I don't like this song. I'm skipping it. What is this song? There we go. It feels really weird, just because the bumped frame rate is something that's so needed, and the games, I mean, crystal fucking clear now. So good. What the fuck is wrong with me? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? I love you. I love you, Lidar. Just kidding. I'll see you. I'll see you on the Wii stream. Do you hear me? $2 from Big Sleep. Don't even spend this. Not even different place. What the fuck? Why would you even donate? Why would you? Why would you even donate? Why would you? I can't even spend it. You're right. You actually canonically, like you are 100% right. Not that I can't spend it. It's just that not that I won't spend it. It's just I physically can't, because I've made absolutely no content this month. So I'm not even getting a YouTube check next month, because I've only made like $30 fucking dollars. I've only made a little tiny bit of money. And I Klarna that donation. Hey, these are trying times. These are trying times. What can I say? I do the exact same. I hope you pay it off soon. Don't get that debt. Don't get $2 debt plus interest. No. Just don't do that. Anyway, I'm putting these. Ooh. They added 4K 60. That alone makes it, and it looks phenomenal, right? That alone would put it in very solid. And then they just straight up added content to these games and got most of the voice actors back many, many years later. They didn't get Zeke back, and he sounds like shit. But whatever. But like, they added, you know, like a bike. Or like an ether jet thing. They added a new blade to Xenoblade 2. They added a new mercenary mode to Xenoblade 2. They did so much to it where they didn't have to, and I would have just been fine. The only thing, all right, things have changed, right? Because I just remembered, Xenoblade 2 does not add multiple save files, so that forces me to play the game on a different account, because I don't want to erase my master save file and erase all the blades that I have, right? So I think I think they aren't going to go in the best, but they're going to go at the top of very solid, both of them. Just because they do such a good job at upgrading the base game while giving you extra content only for $10. If it was like a Mario game, they would have charged $20 just for the little bit of content that was added into those expansion packs. As games, they'd go in the best of the best. They'd go above our top tier, right? But as upgrades, I think I would put, you know, I'm just gonna save the best for one game. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think the best is just gonna get one game, and that'll really show how beautiful one game really is. Star Fox, the 17th remake. The 17th remake of the same fucking game we've had since the N64. Obviously, 17 is an exaggeration. Some people just won't get that, you know. But yeah, it's great. I love it. I've had a good time with it. I think it goes to show Nintendo's commitment to having better stories and presentations in their games by having, you know, they're remaking the same game, but they're adding so much extra context to it with different cutscenes and whatnot. And I had a good time with it. I haven't played it all the way through. I had a good time with it. And I think it belongs in very solid, right below Mario Kart World. There's not much that I can say on it because I don't have the strongest or most in-depth opinion about it. I'm not like a huge Star Fox fan. The designs took a lot of getting used to. The only one that I really don't like is Falco nowadays, but I think everyone else looks great, right? And I think it's very deserving of the very solid spot. Now, Fitness Boxing 3, I don't know what the fuck that is. I mean, genuinely, I've never heard of that game, let alone the first two. Let me know in the comments below if that game's any good, I guess. So, we've reached a crossroads. I want to save Splatoon Raiders for last because that's the most current game that's out at the time of making this, right? But now I'm forced to talk about fucking Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, one of the greatest fucking disappointments in gaming history. I mean, man, that's just fucking bad. Like, worse than Xenoblade X bad. It's a game that I wanted to love, that I've been waiting for since I was 13 fucking years old. Guess how old I am now? I'm 22. I'm a grown-ass dude. I'm like 5,000 pounds. You know, a lot's happened in the time that this game was supposed to come out, and I was so excited when it first got revealed in E3 2017. Hey, remember E3? Yeah, I know you don't. You're 13 watching this. Of course you don't remember E3. I do, though. I miss E3. I loved E3. I was really hoping I could go to E3 one year when I was older. Too bad. Thanks 2020 for killing everything that I loved. That's not even an exaggeration. And you know, when they restarted development, like, I understand. Like, I get it. I get why they did that. But then that game just went through more development hell than anything I could think of, other than like Duke Nukem Forever, right? The first red flag was I felt nothing when I bought it. I mean genuinely, that should have just been like my first thought that this game was going to be bad, is that I picked it up and I looked at it and I'm just like, yeah, I own the game now. And then I popped it in, and those first few hours were so good. Oh my god, they were so great. I loved them. And then I got past that, and everything got so repetitive. It's just the two other locations that I traversed to outside of the desert, beyond, I get it, beyond, haha, beyond the opening area, there was Volt Forge, and I think I tackled two other areas besides that, and they were just the damn same as go down in the area, activate something, then go back through the same area to, but like worse this time. and I just didn't have fun with it at all. It was not great. It didn't feel like a Metroid game at all. In a bad way. You know, at least like with Donkey Kong Bonanza, that game didn't feel like a Donkey Kong game in a decent way, right? Where I still had good times with it. Metroid Prime 4 just fucking sucked. Like, outright. One day there's gonna be a video by me that'll be made about it, and it's gonna be nothing but bad things to say. But, like, it's a game that's just... Every time I think about it, I want to cry because I get so sad. It's such a sad little fucking game, dude. It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic what happened to that game. And I'm not blaming the developers or anything like that, but it's just... Yeah, that doesn't excuse the product for being trash, right? It's a game that I hope I don't have to go back to for at least another year minimum, because I need to recover from it. Yes, it's me. It's Delonic. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? And now we've reached the last game that's out right now. That's out currently as of August 25th, 2026, when this is being live streamed. Splatoon Raiders. Ooh. I like... Listen to me. Alright, come here. Come here. Get a little closer. I fucking love Splatoon Raiders, dude. This is like the game that I needed so badly when it came to the Switch 2. I needed new Switch content so bad because I don't really give a flying fuck about the PlayStation 5 or anything like that, especially because they don't have any games coming out. And I wasn't even interested in Splatoon Raiders pre-release. I'm a day one Splatoon fan. When that came out on like what, May 29th, 2015, I was day one. 10 years old, day one, or 11. That's how long I've been a Splatoon fan. Splatoon 3 burned me out, and I just really didn't like if I never picked up the game, it would be an I could care less. But that's the thing. It's not going in I could care less. It's going in the best. It is downright the best Switch 2 game that I've played. And I still haven't beaten it because a lot happened at the time that I just bought it. I'm almost done with it though. I'd like to continue playing it. But holy shit. Man, there's just so much with that game that makes it so unique and so fun. There's so much customization. There's so much unique weapon usage. The level design, it's difficult. I put the game on hard, and it's finally a Nintendo game. That's fucking difficult. I died a lot, and that's something that I appreciate. You know, like I'll say it in the Donkey Kong video that's coming out. You know, I'm not expecting the games to be super difficult, but holy shit, I love it when they are. I love challenges in my games, you know? And Splatoon Raiders really offered a challenge. And I heard it only gets better once you beat the game. So I can only imagine how much higher I would think of this game once I actually beat it. And I'm so excited to actually get around to doing that. It's just a damn fun game. It's arcadey in the best way possible. You know, would I recommend Splatoon Raiders to someone who doesn't play Splatoon? Fuck yeah, I would. Fuck yes, dude. Oh my goodness. I don't have a single bad thing to say about Splatoon Raiders. That's just how good that game is, right? That's just how phenomenal it is. I love Splatoon Raiders. It's a great game. There's nothing bad that I can say about it. You know, at least with Mario Kart World, I'm like, yeah, I love the game, but there's still some negatives, right? Not with Splatoon Raiders. I haven't discovered a single thing. Nope, I hear him. I hear him. He's coming. He's giving. I hate him. I hate that dog. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. Yeah, it's also $50. They learned their lesson. Somehow Mario Tennis Fever was $70, yet Splatoon Raiders is $50 if you get it digitally, $60 for physical. But the fact that it's also just a cheaper game, like, they acknowledge that it's a budget title, so they priced it less. And holy shit, it's so worth that price point. I've never played a $50 game that's more worth that price. It's incredible. It's just an outright phenomenal game. It's so good. It's so good. And I want to make a retrospective on it someday. I think it's too early, especially since I haven't beaten the game yet, and I just think it's too early to make a video on it. But like right now, I'd put it at like a 9.5. It's that good. Like here's Mario Kart World in terms of like Switch 2 games, right? Here's Mario Kart World, and then Splatoon Raiders is like that much better. You can't see my hand, but you can see my arm, right? You can see how it's reaching as far as I can possibly go. That's just how good Splatoon Raiders is. Do yourself a favor and play that game ASAP. It's just that much fun. And now we reach the point where none of these games exist yet. And I'm not going to rank them. I'm not going to rank them. I can give my predictions on where I think they're going to go, but like Ocarina of Time, that would go in the best. If they don't fuck it up, if they just do what they did with Star Fox and not fuck it up, make the same game, but expand upon it with beautiful cutscenes, incredible visuals, you know, it's just going to be the best Switch 2 game, bar none. Same thing with Xenoblade Genesis. That's just going to be infinitely better than than anything I could have ever played. I wholehearted, despite the failure of Xenoblade X, Switch 2 edition, that's just an upgrade for the game. That's not to speak on the game's quality itself, right? Xenoblade Genesis is just going to be that fucking game. Monolith Soft they are just him. They are just them. They are those developers. They are the kind of developers that you want on every project that you've ever done. They operate some wizardry over at Monolith Soft. They worked on Breath of the Wild. They worked on Mario Kart World. They worked on the Splatoon series. They're like half of the reason that the games are as optimized as they are, right? They're wonderful. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. I don't know a whole lot about it. I wouldn't, like, I've only played a few Fire Emblem games, and I enjoyed them, right? I wouldn't consider myself like a wholehearted Fire Emblem fan, but I like the Switch games. I think they'd go in very solid. Maybe, like, right there. Switch Sports Resort. Fuck off. Dustbloods. Again, not a lot that I know of, but also, at the same time, right? FromSoft is just like Monolith Soft. They are those developers. They are just those guys, right? They're just them. They, like... Dude, Nintendo Switch exclusive fucking FromSoft game? You bet your ass everyone else is stupid jealous of that. We're getting fed. Xenoblade 3 Switch 2 edition, I think that's going to be the exact same. Winds and Waves. This one's hard, right? This one's difficult to predict because of the track record that Pokemon's been on over time. I want it to be the best. Do I think it's gonna be the best? Fuck no. Realistically speaking, we should play multiplayer Winds and Waves on launch? Hell yes. Yes, we should. That is a wonderful idea. I want them to be up there, right? In terms of the best Switch games. Again, I don't think we're gonna get that. At best, I think we'll get very solid. At worst, well, we've seen Pokemon at its worst, so it can get bad. But I think Scarlet and Violet is the worst that it will get for these games, right? Can I not put these back? Damn it. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. I can't put these back. Fuck. Whatever. We'll just make a second tier. At a row below. We'll change it. Not real. Alright, new tier, everyone. The not real tier. All of these will go in not real. Unfortunately, I'd love to have Xenoblade Genesis up at the top, but unfortunately it's not real yet. Fire Emblem, not real. Any other games that aren't real that are on here? Still, I don't think so. No, we're all real. Alright. We're finally here. We're finally here, everyone. This is the completed Switch 2 ranking. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Loki still... They're on equal levels of dog shit. Both games are terrible for different reasons. Do you agree with the list? Do you not? I don't care either way. I could give less of a shit if you do. This is just my opinion. We've gone through a lot of different games, right? Ranging from the best that I've seen Nintendo offer in a long time versus the worst that I've seen them offer in a long time. It's really bizarre how varied the Switch 2 is in terms of its quality right now. And I think we're only... as I've shown when talking about the not real games, I think we're on a real upswing when it comes to that. I think Fortune's Weave is going to be great. Xenoblade Genesis, Ocarina of Time, and Dustbloods are going to go up in the best. I just have full faith and confidence that it's going to happen. So much so that I bothered to rank them, and they're not even out yet, right? But yeah, no, it's wonderful seeing everyone's opinions. I'm just spouting bullshit at this point. I mean, oh, that's a different guy. Still though, I don't want to hear that. If you got any other console you want me to cover, I mean, of course, let me know down in the comments below. If this gets to, I don't know, fucking 500 likes again, we'll do the same. We'll do the same goal. If this gets to 500 likes again, we'll do a refresh. I don't know, later down the road. I'll figure something out. We'll do another ranking live stream. How about that? And of course, to end off the stream, I did say that we chat a little bit. I don't know if anyone's even still watching. I'm surprised that we've actually kept a certain amount of concurrent viewers this whole time, you know? So I'm glad, because last time it was really difficult doing that. But just kind of want to give you guys like a little update on where things are heading for the channel before we close off the stream. I know I've been gone for a little bit. I know it's been a hot minute before fucking it's been a while. It's been a while. It's been almost 2 months since my last upload. And it's kind of weird to think about, considering that the last video was as much of a success as it was, right? By all means, that would naturally get me out to do more content, especially like it. But this Donkey Kong video has been really difficult to make. And on top of that, life's just been fucked in general. There's just been a lot of shit that's happening behind the scenes that I can't really talk about, that I've been keeping track of mostly my finances and my work outside of YouTube. So it's been difficult trying to get anything out, but I can assure you the Donkey Kong video is most likely going to come out this Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to try my best to push that out. It's right there, and after this stream I'm going to go edit it some more, but like it's right there. It's almost done, and I think you guys will be happy with the product. It's not the longest video. It's like 10 minutes shorter than the Mario Kart one, but it's still a good video. And then after that, probably gonna take a break from retrospectives, at least for a little bit. I know this is getting turned into a video 100%. That's why I'm kind of like kicking up live streaming again. This would make for a great video, obviously. And I think it's naturally more engaging to talk with people and engage with the audience more as I'm doing these things. And I think that'll make for a fun video as well. So more live streams if you want to, I guess, if you want to see a video get made live. Here you are, right? Who knows? Maybe I'll delay the Donkey Kong video again just so I can get this one out even shorter. Son of a bitch! Hate that guy. Kill that guy. Anyway, right. We're gonna end it here. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned back into the streams. I know last time that I said I was gonna do them, I obviously never kept my word. It was back in what, January that I played through Sonic Lost World, and I just never went back because I wanted to go in and play like Shadow the Hedgehog and stuff like that. But now that I'm branching back out to Nintendo during this this Sonic drought, it's a little weird going back to Sonic. We'll still talk about Sonic in due time, right? But for now, I think I'm just good ending the stream here. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're still on our road to 10K. It's been a minute. We didn't meet the goal. I'm still making those Sonic movie retrospectives. But we'll get there one day. We'll get there eventually. Pretty soon even, I believe. But yeah. My name is Delonic, and I will see you all in the next video. Take it easy, and stay fresh. I'll have to redo that, right? Like, I gotta look at the camera the whole time, right? Like, my name is Delonic, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, and stay fresh. That looks corny, though, right? That looks corny. Alright, we'll do it one more time.